think the $64,000 question is, how big of an impact did our characters have on events when they were moving through time?
I mean, the central question is, you know, can you change the future?
We wanted to flirt with the idea of the erase button, of the do-over.
It doesn't matter what we do.
When am I?
The island is moving through time?
Yeah, either the island is, or we are.
What? This season started off crazy.
Just when you thought you were getting used to the flash forward or flashback, let's add some time travel in there to spice things up.
Time travel. How stupid does that guy think we are?
The audience is really dialed into kind of what the history of the island is. They wanted to know, you know, how long have the others been here? You know, what's up with the statue? We'd love to see more of Danielle Rousseau. So we're not doing this because we want to do time travel. We're doing it because this is a way to give the audience the answers they've been waiting for.
Let me get this straight. All this already happened.
Yes.
Let's see, what the heck is going on?
I have to keep looking at my notes because this is like the jumping back and forth. I get lost.
How they're moving and where they're moving to and what age they are in that time frame, but they were in this time frame here also, so what does that mean?
I keep saying it's a three-dimensional chess game with all the cast and characters. We're all going through this.
I think a lot of us get lost on Lost.
Say that again?
If you didn't really understand time travel, well, Sawyer had his shirt off. So, you know, we tried to cover our bases.
Rolling. Rolling. And action.
On the production level, they were like, done, we can do it, you know. How extensive is it gonna be? And we're like, we're going all out. Like, it's gonna be the time travel show for at least 6 solid episodes.
Time traveling is difficult. It's an effort across the board, every department. Props, vehicles, it involved a lot of research.
I'm examining.
This tower and H-bomb were actually derived from the Manhattan Project.
It's a credit to the production team in doing their homework and their research. Jughead's an actual name of an actual bomb that was technically never detonated.
Got
These are all authentic Korean War era U.S. Army tents.
And whoosh, the whole encampment is gone right before your very eyes. Logistic challenges and scheduling challenges to make things appear and disappear have been fun.
And roll sound, please. Rolling.
We showed Dharmaville in '77, clean and sparkly and pretty and flowers. And then we showed these survivors arriving in 2007. So then it had to be abandoned and dilapidated.
So we've aged all the buildings down, boarded up the windows, basically taken what we dressed inside and trashed the place.
So it is a constant clean up, dilapidate, clean up, dilapidate.
Every time the sky lights up, we move through time.
We also wanted the time traveling to have physical effects on the characters.
It's like a really bad jet lag.
We mainly dealt with it in terms of how they would react to the blinding white light, the ear-piercing sounds.
Okay, and you can look up, it's up in the sky. Looking around, where the
The director will be forced to say things like, "It's loud, it's painful, it hurts, it really hurts, it's splitting your brain."
Hurt. Hurt. And we're back in day and it really hurts.
We're all sort of looking at each other going, what are you going to do? I don't know, what are you going to do? So we're also like, okay. And everyone's like, no, I've got arms up. You do something else. I just did arms up.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe just a little.
In the end, I think we all ended up one time on the ground, rolling all over each other, laughing uncontrollably because we felt so stupid doing it. But when we saw it, it looks amazing.
All right, lock it up, please. Here we go. And let's roll. Rolling. That's speed.
As we travel through the various time zones, looks have to be adjusted.
Good mark.
32 Apple 1.
Camera set.
In some cases, we have to, cast younger versions of characters, as we did in the case of Widmore.
Widmore has been to do with the island for 30 or 40 years, so that's fascinating. And as we've discovered, they've used 2 other actors to play younger Widmore, with a lot of hair, by the way.
Thicker, fuller, more beautiful, luxurious hair.
Really, with me, it's a little more hair, and I try to smile less so that fewer of the wrinkles show. And I put a bounce in my walk.
We had 4 seasons of mythology to play with, and now it was all there for us to to deal with, and it was daunting, but exciting.
I gave you this.
Yes.
Keeping all of the flashbacks and the time travel straight really is led by Greg Nations, who keeps immaculate Bibles of everything that happened in every episode.
What year is it right now?
It's 1954.
The minute I got the script, I was like, oh, Greg and I are going to have a long chat about this.
I understand him to be the grand poobah of continuity.
Well, I just have to be very on top of the timelines. This flash took place in 1954, so I just inserted it into the flashback timeline.
He's literally been, just telling us, this is when it is, trust us.
It's 1977. What?
We spent a lot of time in the 70s this season because it played such a significant role in our castaways' lives.
Namaste. I'm Pierre Chang. Welcome to the Dharma Initiative.
The 70s were also really fun. Let's face it. It's like, the hair and the music, and I know Eddie Kitsis in particular is a fan of the 70s.
For me, personally, I'm interested in all Dharma. You're on the island, you've got these great buses, what's wrong with that? So I still maintain I would stay in Dharma times.
You know what was good about the 70s?
The music.
The music, exactly what I was going to say. The music, we were in college, and it was a time that was really, really explosively fun.
Elvis Presley, and when he was really the king, and Star Wars. I don't know what else is. 70s are pretty good.
I have a thing for the 70s, what can I say?
You weren't even born.
No, I wasn't. She was shy of about 5 years.
Yeah, go away.
Everyone says 70s, everyone has sideburns.
It's all about beards, really, isn't it?
Beards and sideburns.
Beards.
He's groovy. Me and Josh commiserate all the time about, what's being done to our coiffs.
Don't push in until...
No, that's the jungle look, though. I've been doing Farrah Fawcett 70s the whole time. We have to get away from that. I've been Farrah since the show started.
And glasses is a whole new look.
Ooh, yes. LaFleur is very intelligent. Apparently, he's an intellectual. Reads a lot.
Welcome aboard, Kate. I'm Roger Linus.
It's important for us to meet some of these characters that we had seen only in flashback, like Horace, and people we'd only talked about, like Radzinski, and sort of figuring out what they were really doing there.
I came to this island to change the world, Pierre. That's exactly what I intend to do. And there's nothing you or anyone else can do to stop me.
And learning about Marvin Candle.
Initially, you know, he's this guy in the Dharma videos, and you're just kind of like, who's this dude, you know? And does he have a prosthetic hand? What's that all about? To create a whole life for him emotionally was really fun.
What's he doing here? It's hard being a douchebag.
Look it up, please. Rolling. Rolling. Back up.
In the 70s, you do get to show the construction of the hatches. And with the Orchid and Swan Station being so integral to the history of our characters, it was really fun to show that reveal of it.
We really didn't know the backstory of the Swan Hatch. And as the writers are explaining more and more of the past, it's almost like you're backward engineering something, and you've got to think of the logic process to get to that.
Blowing up an H-bomb is probably not really an act of precision.
We always knew that Jughead was going to be the heart of the incident, and we wanted to make sure that Faraday had a hand in that.
Faraday is starting to wonder, what was I missing? What I've been telling everybody on the show and the audience all this time, that what happened happened. Well, what if that's not true?
I explained to Jack and Kate that if we believe, then, maybe we can pull something off, so.
Do you know what the variables in these equations are, Jack? No. Us.
I think the $64,000 question is, how big of an impact did our characters have on events when they were moving through time?
The central question is, can you change the future?
We wanted to flirt with the idea of the erase button, of the do-over. We felt like this was a really cool place to bring the finale, which is, what if Oceanic 815 never crashed?
I don't know. What happens if you erase the last 3 years of your life?
Uh-oh, do I have to go back to that beige sweater and button up my top button for Jen? We've traveled so far to bring them who they are right now. I would hate for that to happen.
You're going to erase the last 3 years of our lives.
We can change things, Saeed.
Well, everyone deserves a clean slate. I think all of us, if we could go back in time, would change quite a few things. And then what makes it more complex is that there are some things you wouldn't change.
Are you with me on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Ultimately, the question is, did they cause the incident or did they prevent the incident? And we won't know that until season 6.